Welcome back to Sunday Night in America. There's nothing quite like seeing it with your own eyes, visiting a crime scene. Good investigators do it. The task force investigating Donald Trump's near murder went to Butler, Pennsylvania to see what happened and how. Where does this investigation stand, and is it still bipartisan? Joining us is Laurel, a member of that task force from the great state of Florida. Welcome, Congresswoman. What did your task force learn when you actually visited the crime scene?
So it is a very important part of a criminal investigation to actually see the place where something occurred. So the group of us went to Butler, Pennsylvania. We had the opportunity to actually walk around the site. And I will tell you, it is all the more inexplicable when you see it, because this is a small area. It's a rural area. And we actually got up on the roof where the shooter was that day and got a perspective on just how close he was able to get to President Trump. So that was an important step for the members of the task force to get to see. And then we went from there and had the opportunity to spend time with the members of state and local law enforcement who were part of the security response that day, and hearing their perspective on both the lead up and preparation for the rally and what broke down in lead up to that catastrophic failure.
I think you put your finger on the key question, whatever disconnect may have existed between federal and state and local law enforcement. Chris Wray, the head of the FBI, testified that he wasn't sure it was actually a bullet. That was his original testimony that hit Trump. I mean, he's changed his mind, but one might think the nation's top cop would get that squared away before testifying before Congress. How forthcoming have the Bureau and DOJ been with your task force?
So they did not get off to a good start. You'll recall we had the director of Secret Service talking about the slope of the roof. It seemed some were trying to lay blame more on state and local law enforcement. So they did not get off to a strong start. However, since we put together this task force, there has been a much higher degree of responsiveness to us. We've had briefings from Secret Service and the FBI, and then also spent a great deal of time talking with the state and local law enforcement officers who were there. So far, we have been getting briefings and answers and responsiveness from them, but there's still a long way to go, and a lot of questions for us that remain unanswered today that we're going to be working on. So, among other things, how did the site planning take place? What was the preparation in advance? And then you touched on it a moment ago. One thing that's crystal clear is there was an absolute breakdown in communication on the day of the event, as between the local law enforcement and the Secret Service agents who were there. So understanding how something like that could occur, clearly they have a zero-fail mission, and this day was a disastrous failure from a security perspective that President Trump was able to get on the stage that day. So there's a lot of work yet to do, and this task force, if we don't get the answers and the responses that we need, then we have subpoena authority. So we can bring those witnesses in to testify. We can compel the production of documents from them. And the task force is populated with a lot of members who are very seasoned with congressional oversight investigations, and several former federal prosecutors who understand how to conduct a criminal investigation as well.
Well, before I let you go, I just want to point out some of you, I don't want to shock you, but some of your colleagues who were not selected for this task force are doing their own investigation. They may be well-intentioned, but one in particular just seems addicted to publicity. I hope these competing investigations are not giving the Bureau or the Department of Justice an excuse not to cooperate with yours. Yours is the official task force. The others are just guys and gals out for a walk.
Well, and one of the purposes of making this task force is that we did not want to have a number of congressional committees with competing jurisdiction trying to conduct oversight simultaneously. And that's what happened. Everyone was so shocked and upset and felt like we, of course, needed to take immediate action. And so a number of congressional committees started the process. Speaker Johnson and Leader Jeffries, I believe, wisely thought, let's put this all in one place, because that's what will make it go faster. It'll actually be a much more efficient process. They're consolidated in one group.
Laurel from the great state of Florida, we look forward to finding out what your task force finds, and you come back and share it with us.
I look forward to it.